try to be objective with all of my sports coverage, and listen, Jacy Sheldon objectively should be suspended for this play. I just don't know in what world, in what universe you watch that play back and you go, that was a basketball play. She was trying to make a basketball move, especially with all the angles of this play.
The voices are becoming more audible. Basketball fans worldwide are seeking justice as the discontent reaches a breaking point following Jacy Sheldon's brutal attack on Caitlin Clark. The WNBA community has erupted in indignation, and they are making it very evident that they want Sheldon to suffer severe financial repercussions for her careless conduct, which could have put an end to the career of the biggest superstar in women's basketball.
Sheldon was clearly targeting Caitlin Clark most of this game, and that is, that comes from a function of, she guarded her in one-on-one situations a lot up the court, and then rolled into a lot of doubles in the half court, but there was talking and chirping all game, and for me, it was punctuated by Caitlin Clark's final play before she came out of the game, where she stares Jacy Sheldon down, essentially demonstrates, she's like, if you poke me in my eye, I will shoot it in yours. And she crosses her, finds the favorite spot, free throw line extended from the logo area, big fuck you 3 to Jacy Sheldon, yells at the Connecticut bench, yells at the crowd. Her and Jacy Sheldon come back together. Caitlin fires up the audience, basically tells Jacy Sheldon, you are a bum.
Fans are begging the WNBA to find Sheldon a hefty sum in order to finally send a message, and the attitude is catching on like wildfire on social media and in sports forums everywhere. The league must at least impose such a harsh financial penalty that potential assailants will reconsider targeting Clark if they are unwilling to safeguard their golden goose through appropriate officiating.
Every time Caitlin Clark takes the court, her opponents act like they've been booked for a main event brawl. The WNBA is doing nothing about it. Opponents aren't playing ball. They're strategically ambushing her. They're trying to injure her. Opponents bring chaos. She brings composure. And what Sophie did last night is completely valid. The WNBA has to do something about this.
We saw yet another chapter in the ongoing story of Caitlin Clark being handled like a human punching bag as the WNBA looks the other way during what should have been a regular Tuesday night game between the Indiana Fever and Connecticut Sunday, but this time the attack was so obvious and hazardous that even bystanders couldn't fail to notice Sheldon's motivation.
Clark and Jacy Sheldon. There's a legitimate hatred there. If you guys have heard, this Ohio State team, this 2023 Ohio State team hated that Iowa team. And this is Jacy Sheldon, who was Caitlin Clark's direct matchup in these games. Like I tweeted out, aim to forget Dijonay. This is Caitlin Clark's one true rival.
While playing defense, Jacy Sheldon purposefully poked Clark in the eye, a move that might have seriously and permanently harmed the league's most valued player. This incident was made even more heinous by Sheldon's subsequent malevolent grin. Supporters quickly pointed out that this basketball play wasn't an accident. This was a planned attack on the lady who has single-handedly prevented the WNBA from becoming obsolete.
Funny thing about that whole Caitlin and Jacy situation last night is it's like on a if you know thing. These two have been running the friendly fade on the court for like the last 4 years. They played in college, had great battles, so I'm not surprised last night happened.
If you're having fun, please subscribe. The events that transpired next were similarly unsettling. Sheldon proceeded to act aggressively by seizing Clark's arm and driving her claws into her flesh after jabbing her in the eye, an extra foul that the officials failed to call at all. When Clark was still flinching from the original injury, Marina Mabrey joined the assault by pushing her to the ground from behind, as if the eye poke wasn't enough.
Oh, you know what? I'm just going to be me. I don't go in there trying to predetermine anything. I'm dialed in. I need to focus on hitting my shots, making sure I'm executing the schemes right. I'm not focused on the extracurricular activities. And you know what? During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And I'm a team player, so it's all good.
The intensity of fan annoyance that had been growing for years was made clear in the immediate wake of Sheldon's attack. Fans demanded harsh punishment on social media within hours of the occurrence, ranging from huge fines to suspensions for the entire season. As fans of Caitlin Clark deluged Sheldon's Instagram account with harsh criticism, remarks ranging from calling her unprofessional and bitter to questioning if she belongs in any professional league. The hashtag Banji Sheldon started trending across several platforms.
Look at it from behind or from the side. It's so obvious that she straight up leapt out towards Caitlyn and got her right in the eye. And the more I try and watch it back and you try to be objective, there is no world where this was a basketball play. And yes, she was playing tough defense on Caitlyn up until that point, but she leapt forward, and it's not like it's defensible where you can say she tried to get the ball, because her hand at that point was so far away from where the ball was. It's not like Caitlyn was dribbling the ball up near her face. How she was not ejected for this, I don't know. The broadcast was talking about it, and that's why Sophie Cunningham even had the opportunity to hard foul her at the end. I don't know what you do, but the league's got to do something.
Even well-known members of the media joined a chorus of indignation. Jimmy Fallon addressed the WNBA leadership directly on The Tonight Show, asking, "What's going on in the WNBA at all means keep Caitlyn Clark safe, please. Enough of this." When well-known entertainment personalities openly criticize the league's shortcomings, you know the issue goes. Beyond basketball, Barstool Sports' Dave Portnoy was unreserved in his criticism, labeling the attackers envious loser punks and advising them to join a recreational league where nobody is interested in them. The WNBA is not interested in this kind of widespread public attention, bad press that highlights their repeated inability to safeguard their most important asset.
How he'd stop the fighting, he thought they meant the WNBA. What is going on? Protect Caitlyn Clark at all costs, please. Enough of this. Please.
Please, enough of this. You must comprehend the enormous importance that Caitlyn Clark adds to the WNBA in order to comprehend why fans are calling for Sheldon to receive such a harsh punishment. The statistics are clear and show that one guy is solely responsible for the league's present success. Dr. Ryan Brewer, an associate professor of finance at Indiana University, Columbus, claims that Caitlyn Clark was in charge of an incredible 26.5% of the WNBA's overall economic activity during her rookie season. To put this into perspective, that means that one player who is only earning $76,535 in her first season was accountable for more than a quarter of the league's financial success. Brewer's 2025 forecasts are even more astounding. According to his projections, Clark could have a total economic impact of around $1 billion for the WNBA this season. That's $1 billion with a B, which is a huge sum that surpasses the entire prior history of women's professional basketball. When one player is in charge of so much financial activity, it is not just immoral, but also financially disastrous to let her be singled out and possibly hurt. The referees won't protect Caitlyn Clark, so listen, bring her to the NBA. Now she only has one teammate, and she is the one who will take action. Malice in the Palace activity calls for it, just as yesterday that you guys should have been flinging hands everywhere. How can you get stabbed in the eye, then thrown to the ground, and then get a technical foul? And why don't any of your teammates want to get up and fight or quarrel? They're just saying things like, "Yo, it's been known that you guys have been targeting Caitlyn Clark. I'm even watching now. I'm thinking, hold on, what, like, how are y'all letting this? How are y'all not protecting this girl? She is obviously a superstar. Now don't you think?" However, there are several WNBA superstars, and none of them receive the same treatment as Caitlyn Clark. Are you all going to make a mistake and taint the entire number? If you don't have Caitlyn Clark in your league, you'd better start acting appropriately based on your ratings. And SP, I'm telling you, the WNBA has responded to the Sheldon attack in a very pitiful manner. Sheldon was given a flagrant one foul, which entails a $2,000 automatic fine. A $400 fine was imposed when Marina Maver's technical fault was elevated to a flagrant 2. That's less money than most people spend on a great dinner. To put these penalties into perspective, Sophie Cunningham, who at last stepped up to protect Clark, was given 2 flagrant fouls during the game in addition to an additional unannounced sanction from the league. The message is unambiguous: defend Caitlyn Clark and incur numerous penalties, but attack her and pay $200. The system is entirely outdated. Supporters are not only angry about the insufficient penalty, they are actively banding together to call for reform. Hundreds of signatures have been gathered in a matter of days for several petitions that demand harsher punishment. Everyone agrees for the seriousness of the offense, the current fine structure is wholly inadequate. Campaigns on social media have emerged with particular needs. Tens of thousands of dollars in fines are being demanded by fans who contend that anything less then a month's pay is insufficient to serve as a true deterrent. Some are even requesting that Caitlin Clark receive a percentage of any fine directly in exchange for the harassment she has faced.